is going to be tough as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and especially you have to play just so many matches in that, so it's going to be not easy indeed, but we have STRUT versus REPOTTED. Take it away.
With a Queen Charge to start off for Temper. The Queen Charge Hog Riders. As we got one little miner. And you're probably wondering at home, why does he have a one miner? Well, typically the one miner is to go in to help clean up any buildings in a core of a base, which you could see there is a clan castle in there where hogs would just ignore it and they would have, it could come down to time fail issues. So that's why there may just be one miner for cleanup purposes.
Absolutely, but he needs to get the rest of the base down and clear the way for that miner to ever arrive in the first place. So here we go. A blimp will sail in to go land on top of the monolith. He freezes the monolith to prevent the damage on the approach there. So can have multiple black air bombs on the drop, and a Yeti bomb gonna come out there. More black air bombs in that area. Definitely this base was seeming to be built to counter like maybe a super archer bomb to travel over that area, but the Yeti bomb was going shallow and it claims all of its primary targets. And now with the king cutting off the pathing on the left side of the base there, the queen is going to take that double wall break and get all the way into the town hall area.
What a charge here for the queen. I guess he doesn't need the miner for the clan castle because the queen is clearing it, keeping this charge going right on through. If this queen can grab this town hall, which it looks like she is, and then she steps right on through, there's the ground expo, which is targeted onto her. He could just now send the hogs to the right side, moving from defense to defense.
Definitely need the hogs in for the right side because the multi-inferno right there on that right side could end up targeting the queen's healers. It's very close to locking onto them right now, but the hogs are on their way in, and the queen's kind of swinging off to the left a little bit there, keeping her healers at the distance that they need to stay safe, and he will freeze it up there anyways. The Roar Champion crosses the channel and will get the stun and will take the multi-inferno down. Queen's healers, though, not out of danger. Look at all the red air bombs going off at the town hall. But they're alive and still moving here, Carbon.
Yeah, those healers, red air bombs,
and they're gone.
And right down they go. But I think he's okay. With the poison lizard now slowing this king down, the queen is almost full health, so she can keep going around with this RC and her ability. One hog and a freeze left, and Temper is starting it off. Look at Eric. There's a minute left in this attack. Wait, is this like an E-Dragon attack? Like, you know, that's usually, those are the fastest attacks in Clash, but this one, what an attack here from Temper. Brilliant hit.
Yeah, 45 seconds to spare there, and Temper gets it on the board here. RPG rocking out the first triple of the war here, and they'll put some pressure over to STRUT to start us off here. And like after that last war where it ended up being very defensive against Na'Vi to take that win, that last war ended at 11-11. So this is a strong start here, getting the offensive gear spinning nice and early, and I like it.
Yeah, what a great way to kick this off. REPOTTED getting that 3-star right where they needed to start off a match against a team like STRUT, who got 14 stars in their previous match against United Gaming. STRUT is looking to keep it going. They started 3-0 in the Swiss stage. They didn't have to play the second day. They won their first match here, and they're looking to keep that momentum going, and they want to get that golden ticket because STRUT has been part of the World Championship for so long. They don't want to stop that streak anytime soon.
Absolutely not. But I mean, they gotta win it. They come into this the same footing as everybody else, and that's what's always really interesting about these golden ticket competitions, and really a lot of Clash of Clans esports in general, is every team starts through an open qualifier where literally every team that wants to participate in the world starts on the same footing, but we tend to have the same handful of teams outperform everybody else here and arrive over and over and over again. They're not just getting a free spot to get into this stage. They have to earn it the same way that you would too if you're playing from home right now. But here we go, Rico Torres diving in here for STRUT's open attack. It is going to be a Yeti bomb. It is under the protection of the ward ability on its way in, but is that as far as he wanted to go with that? He gets the perimeter defense down, the Yeti bomb, able to get everything in the area except for the Eagle Artillery down. And I don't know, that seemed like a pretty heavy investment, and I feel like he needed more out of that, Carbon.
Yeah, I would assume so. You would think you would want that Eagle Artillery to go down, especially when you invest a Warden with his ability. Unfortunately, was not able to take all that, as the Queen now is going to charge her way through, and the Eagle Artillery shots are going down now on that King. At least it's not the Queen. And, you know, at least he's on that queen healers, which is the worst thing that can happen when you're doing a queen charge.
Yeah, but whenever we have the Eagle Artillery activated there, usually these pro players will get their king down to make sure they can keep that Eagle Artillery under control, and it's a good way to do it. You got to make sure that you manage the Eagle Artillery. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, and these pro players are very good at it. That's why they're able to play at this level. But the queen making her way forward here. We did get the spell towers triggered ahead of her, and she will step in, and Eagle Artillery strikes, they're going to go to her soon, so we can't delay the next phase attack here too long, because the next round is going to her if he doesn't get it moving. And here comes this road champion, but what are they targeting? It's targeting her. She's going to take a lot of damage here. This is painful, and she goes to ability as she finally locks on and takes it down.
Well, luckily she didn't go down, because she can continue the charge around as it's super barbarians that Riga Taurus is bringing to move around from building to defense to the enemy queen, as that queen is now tanking the scatter. Oh, never mind. She walks out. She can come back around. Now the question is time.
Yeah, but he's still got a lot of super barbarians there. A lot of protection being granted to the world champion here, although that ground expo has locked on to her. Her ability should be able to hit a lot of these remaining defenses. If he can hit the expo and get the Tesla there out of the way as well with the ability, he's in a good spot, and he does. He gets the stun onto the expo. He pumps his fist. He's got it. STRUT not going to let up on their offense. They will continue their offensive streak here into this war as well and start us off tied.
Well done. Riga Taurus getting it done for STRUT to answer. And this one seems like it's going to go back and forth. The first team to get that fail, which felt like the Town Hall 14 meta, is who's going to lose this match. Really, it might come down to 14-14, 15-14. Who knows what this match, it feels like, is coming.
Yeah, I mean, I predict that both of these teams will probably end at 13. I think 13 is that number where they've both been hitting roughly. I think all the teams that made it through from the Swiss stages were hitting about a 60% to 70% hit rate. I think all of them found themselves right in that range, and I don't think there's any outliers to that. Maybe Milliseem was 55% coming out of the Swiss stages. They were in the low end. It was definitely shown that the hit rates need to be really high here, and you need to continue that trend here. But sometimes those 14-star wars are required, and especially as we get to the end of the tournament here and the offense heats up, the pressure heats up, and this is no exception. Semifinals are no joke here, and these teams both came to play today.
They both have delivered, indeed, because we saw STRUT taking down United Gaming, forcing them to the low bracket, and then Repotted, they took down Navi. Yes, they sent Navi down to the lower bracket. And it was the question of, will Repotted's defenses stand strong? Well, it got tripled from the first attack of Riga Taurus, as now we're seeing the Queen Charge Hog Riders coming in with that Queen off to the far right side with a handful of Super Hogs in the mix. We'll take a look at some air expos by the Eagle, ground expos by this Town Hall. So this Queen, if she can continue this path through, he can then maybe wall break. Oh no, he's going to blimp the scatter and then get the Queen moving on towards his Eagle.
I like this extra party wizard coming down to pick up the air defense there because the Queen wasn't going for it, but a quick reaction there. He's able to correct for that and keep the healers nice and safe. He engages the defensive Queen up top there with his Queen, can take her down before she moves over and has to start fighting the CC troops there. So he's actually sustaining the HP of the Queen here very, very nicely, and that blimp was able to land in there and cut the funnel to drive the Queen into the Eagle Artillery. But you'll notice he has two wall breakers here, and right now I'm not 100% sure where these wall breakers are going to target, but I'm sure he's going to be trying to target the wall breakers onto that battle builder next to the CC so we can get the Queen to transition into the Town Hall. That would be the ideal path here, because often with these hog attacks, you can't really push the hogs through the Town Hall themselves, so you have to get the Queen into the area. And here we go. The hogs are, the wall breakers are in, and try to make that transition.
Yeah, this wall break now gives him access to the other Air Expo to be able to help secure that. But the hogs are now down, moving their way to the top side. But remember, with these hogs attacks, there's typically no more heal spells being used. It's all about overwhelming with rage spells and the Warden Eternal Tome.
Okay, well, the Queen, I don't know what she's going to do from here. He's still holding that extra wall, right? The Queen hugs the walls there. The Hogs are moving into the Town Hall. They're going to take a lot of damage right there. He's got the damage onto the Town Hall, but it's taken a while to go down, and he has to freeze it again. RC ability goes off there. Doesn't hit that last strike of the Town Hall. Goes invisible. Queen is trying her hardest to get through the wall, but he's going to have very few troops surviving here, Carbon. I'm not 100% sure if he can handle the backside of the base or not, but he's going to try to preserve his RC's HP.
Yeah, he's got a rage.
Right?
That rage will be clutch. A few more Hogs can be used around. There's the Queen ability taking out the defensive RC. Hog gets into the scatter shot radius. The Warden sniping it, but the enemy World Champion's not going down because the Queen went for something else. Where's the row? He's raging up the Warden, which snipes the scatter.
Wow, that gives him a chance. He's got the cleanup movement. The Hogs are all... they missed the Archer Tower down south, so he ends up trying again. The Queen can reach all the rest of the defenses. He's got the defenses under control. He just needs to beat the clock now, Carbon.
Oh boy, he's got to use these troops. He's got a wall breaker. He's got a party wizard, which can help out so much. The Queen's going down. 14 seconds. Get your troops down. He's waiting. He's trying to get every single one in time, and down goes the defenses, and it's a 3-star. Taking down Ash Space and putting another one on the board against Strut.
That was impressive. That was very, very impressive management on the backside. I didn't think he was going to make it there, but yeah, really good management of the last couple of troops there. He had to wait for the Queen to get into position and tank at least one of those backside defenses, so the last couple of light troops that he had could power his last Archer Tower. And so very good patience on the back end and very good management of the last couple of resources, especially that last rage onto the Warden. That was clutch right there to get the scatter shot down.
Absolutely able to just barely get through. And the thing that these players do is they're hanging on to a few Hog Riders for the end, not sending every single one in with that Warden. It's those back end Hogs that are making the difference, and if he didn't have them, those Hogs would have died and he would not have been able to have those defenses go down and get that value. So very smart use of saving onto that, as now Mask is in and he's bringing a Hog attack. And notice we got a couple regular wall breakers, but Eric, wait, there's regular wall breakers and no super wall breakers because he's taking super Hogs and sneaky goblins. Typically, if you have like 1 to 2 regular wall breakers, it's to test where the super wall breakers will go, but that's not the case.
Yeah, but there's not even enough wall breakers to open up a wall unless they're outside of a ring. You need 3 wall breakers to hit a wall. If it's regular wall breakers, to even get a max wall open. So, the Queen chases the World Champion. She dives deep into that compartment there as the World Champion goes north to the King. But the healer stays safe, so he's okay. He's okay. I panicked there for a moment, but he seems to still have it under control. King and the Queen are gonna work in the same compartment here. I'm not sure how I feel about them being in the same spot there, and that could be a little bit of a problem if he didn't want his Queen to be there.
He wanted to rage invis the wall breakers for the Queen there. But unfortunately, they didn't path exactly where he was hoping for them to go. So he was actually looking to have the wall breakers open the wall just under a rage spell.
Yeah, you got the walls open anyways. The Yetis and the Queen all attack the same wall there. She'll step through. She'll finish out the last super minion. And then he can take the Town Hall down. But in the meantime, the Queen taking heavy fire there. And she pops her ability. That's a bad sign because they transferred all the defenses to her healers. And they're going not down. They're alive. The Eagle Artillery Strike missed the healers there, Carbon.
Hello? They say, okay, well, the Queen's gone anyway, so the healers are now transferring to help the Hog Riders making their way through. But no, look at this. He's got a few, not too many, only 2 Hogs on the backside using skeleton spells to provide the distraction. It's going to come down to his Royal Champion making his way through, as at least that back-end rage spell has worn off and is gone, but it's slowly coming back.
There comes a wave of headhunters in from the top of the base. They're going to cross through with the Hogs. He's still got the Poison Lizard as well, so we can potentially get past that defensive Queen. But he's taking a lot of damage right there. He uses the freeze also, getting double duty out of that. Able to get the Multi-Inferno locked down as well, but I feel like he needs to pop a second freeze right there. But, I mean, it's kind of like if you do it there, then you're not going to have one for the last Inferno. But if you don't do it, you're going to lose everything. And you're never going to make it to the last Inferno. He does end up holding it, though. He still has some belief that he can get through the very, very end of the pathing. But if he doesn't find a way to get past this defensive King, then it's going to leave the lead into REPOTTED Gaming's favor. And I don't know. I'm skeptical right now. I think this king is going to be way too much here combined with that multi.
Way too much and not enough time here. That king is going to do his job of defending and providing the distraction. So we got our first defense here. Mech holding strong. This is exactly what they are hoping for, but it's in the 90s. And if you're going to fail, you got to be in the 90s to be able to have that chance to have the percentage win if it comes down to a tiebreaker on stars.
Yeah, but we were saying, I was saying that STRUT's the favorite to win this, so to see them fall behind here is a little bit unexpected, but then REPOTTED Gaming, they definitely came out swinging today. 2 triples on the board out of the gate. They are definitely playing well into this match here, and it's a stark difference from the previous match there when they played against Na'Vi, even though they were picking up big defenses in that, but they continue to pick up defenses in this war, and we were talking about how strong their defenses are and how a lot of times that ends up being what carries them, and it's just proven to be the deciding factor for this portion of the war so far on this as well.
Absolutely. REPOTTED Gaming is looking very strong here to start, not only from their first victory over Na'Vi, but now with the back-to-back 2 stars, they are looking to keep that momentum coming in as it's now General X's turn, and oh boy, it's the Queen Charge Recall Super Dragons. Here we go with the Queen down into this air defense. You know, when they think the Super Dragons are working, they're going to continue with it, but we just haven't seen really as much success as any other strategy at 10-15.
Yeah, it is a pretty simple strategy, though, and it does work occasionally, but it's all about making sure that the funnel is very, very tight. You have to make sure that you have a very narrow lane to shoot those Super Dragons into the core of the base there, where they're not going to divert out. They have a couple of key targets they need to take down. You'll have the blimp to support them when they get in there, but the key targets would be the CC, the Eagle Artillery, the Town Hall, and ideally the Expos around them. But if he can somehow get him to survive and get to the defensive Queen on the backside of the base there, then that would be ideal. But he does seem to have a bunch of Super Barbarians, so he can probably handle that. So if you can at least at a bare minimum wipe out the block of defenses around the CC, then he should be okay here.
Let's see if these Super Dragons can path their way to the Eagle, but the problem is that Tesla's popping up downside will cause a bunch of the Super Dragons to all run down there. At least he did secure the sweeper's pushing him, but the Town Hall was secure. The Queen is pathing your way to go for the Monolith, and 1 Super Dragon can help secure the Eagle.
He's going to go ahead and protect it. He makes it invisible. The Queen gets to freeze into the Monolith as she engages up there, and Ground Skelly stole her up there, but she does... Queen's in trouble there. She doesn't have her ability. No, she does. Okay, I looked at the bar there. At the same time, she popped it, and it disappeared. But he does wipe out the core of the base there. The Queen does end up surviving. And now the question is, can he get past this defensive Queen to the backside?
Yeah, with the Super Dragons removing the high-value targets of the Eagle and that back-end multi. Now he decides to send the World Champion into the defensive range so it doesn't come back, and he can take out the Air Expo and multi with his RC. As down goes the Rage Spell Tower, freezes up the multi because he wants the investment to have the World Champion continue their way through. The Super Barbarians are going through, but the Queen did die, and the King... No! The enemy Queen stepped in that compartment!
No!
Oh, no!
All right, well, maybe... Yeah, that's a problem. I don't know how he gets that Queen down. She's hiding from... She's sitting right next to him, and he can't get to her, and he attacks the wall, and he wastes all of his value right there, but maybe he can still get this. He's got a bunch of Super Barbs down south. The Phoenix is keeping distracted. He might be able to just clear all the buildings here and never have to fight the Queen at all.
Yeah, don't go for the Queen. Don't go for the Queen. Oh, wait,
he's gonna get her! Oh, he's got it! What?
Wow.
Oh, he's going crazy on the camera. You seeing this down there? He's going nuts. He knows he's got it. Wow.
Whew. He's got the 3-star General X, adding another one to the board against Strut, taking down Philip's base. That Queen did all her best to try to prevent General X from taking down the base, but he was able to hang on for dear life. And a Queen Charge Recall Super Dragons actually working? That is mind-blowing.
I like it with the Super Barbarians in the backside of the base there, because a lot of times, like we said, if the Super Dragons can get those very critical buildings in the very middle of the base there, like we mentioned, and then you have some support into the backside. Usually that's where that attack struggles, is what's left after the Super Dragons are done. And if they just get their minimum value, then the Super Barbarians reinforcing the backside, giving lots of damage output, lots of tanking value, and lots of distraction to keep your hero safe. And they did end up getting it through. So now the pressure's over to Strut as we dive in with looks like some kind of a Clone Bomb Inferno Dragon Rider attack here. Rocket Balloons down south here, pick up the air defense, and Yeti over the left side here, going to go after the other air defense. So maybe just creating a lane right there to attack onto the flank there, but he will face a little bit of sweeper there if he goes in from that left side through the Queen.
He does clear this Archer Tower with the balloon. Well done there. And the Yeti might grab the air defense perfectly.
Nice.
Well done. So now he set that funnel up for the Inferno Dragons to move right through the Queen, through the side of the space, and towards that Town Hall.
Blimp will be protected on the approach into the base there, using the ward ability to protect all the Inferno Dragons, making sure that they're tightly together there, and then protecting every single one of them. But once he gets to the core of the base here, he's got a bunch of spells that he can use to protect himself. Out of the defensive CC, we see Headhunters and Super Minions, and I think that's a full pull already, so that building's not very important anymore. If he can focus spells onto getting the area around the Eagle Artillery and the Monolith, then that would be more important, but he can't skip that multi that is right next to the CC. If he gets that area out, he can then coast his way into an Expo, and we'll see what survives and see what the base looks like into the Royal Champion.
He's trying to clear these multis with the Inferno Dragons, but the multis just shredding those Inferno Dragons in the core as his heroes are continuing their way up, forced to send the Royal Champion into the Eagle and towards that multi next to it, as it's just his Queen and RC left to run around this base.
That is not enough value out of the Inferno Dragons, but he's not going to give up on it. He'll pop the Queen ability and get past the defensive Royal Champion, giving his Royal Champion a little bit of cover there when she arrives, but she's taking a lot of damage here. And this Expo over on the right corner of the base there locks on, and that combined with Cannon's Scatter Shot Fire ended up taking her down. He's just got to gather up the percentage from here. It's not a good spot here for Strut to be in. RPG is completely shutting them down. It feels like what we saw them shutting down against Na'Vi. Like, it feels like a full repeat of that war on defense here as they step up their offense, but their defenses continue to hold. RPG definitely came prepared today.
RPG, the defenses are strong. I'm taking some screenshots. I'm taking some notes. I'm going to need them for sure, as this is a very strong defense. Only a 76% 2-star, and that is exactly what RPG is looking for. Repotted, fantastic defense. Unfortunately, falling short there for Philip and Strut. They're going to have to triple out and hope that they get the defenses against them.
Yeah, and they're going to need some decent percentage defenses as well, because even all the, like, you gotta get percentages that are gonna match the misses there from Strut.
Yeah.
So that last one specifically is very low, so that's gonna leave a lot of percentage on the board, and it's gonna make it very difficult for the comeback here for Strut. So they're gonna really, really bank on their defenses holding here, and then you just gotta hope that their last couple of attackers can pull through. I think one of them is gonna be Dark Star, right? Dark Star was.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dark Star's coming up here, and Dark Star last month was the highest hit rate player in the world. Over the course of, I think Itsu was saying it earlier, he was pushing over 70. I think the chart said he was 76% hit rate over the course of over 50 wars, which is absolutely mind-blowing to hold that kind of a hit rate for that long. But he specializes in that zap into Lalo attack, and we've seen the RPG bases already hold up against those when Stars was trying to use it. So I don't know, maybe they came prepared to stop that. Maybe they could have the same style bases that look like they're susceptible to it, but then shut it down anyways. And we could definitely see a hold there again. I don't know. I don't know what to expect here, because they're going to bring all fresh bases for this match.
Yeah, indeed. I don't know what to expect either, because they have been super strong, and the defensive side has been just throwing us up for loops. And you never know what you're going to be getting faced up against here. But remember, this is the upper bracket between these teams, as the next attack is in. Mac is bringing himself the Queen Charge Hog Riders with the Yeti off to the left a little bit, and that Queen down south. And Eric, is he going to stick with a Wall Rucker? I would assume he's going to change that, right?
Maybe, but then again, if he's just trying to set a funnel for the queen, he could dive a wall wrecker and basically do a Yeti bomb out of it, because with a Yeti out there in front tanking for a moment, and then the wall wrecker basically just gonna do the same thing as a blimp would do to the same spot, but not having to worry about black air bombs is a very big deal here, Carbon.
It is, as the wall wrecker does have a lot of health. It did get like the health boost a little whiles ago, but the Yetis did come out, but not grabbing the ground expo. But the Yeti's like, all right, I'll go back, but it's probably not. Wait, the Yeti's back on track, but can the Yeti grab the expo?
Yes!
Oh.
All right, yeah, Yeti's just all over the place there, but they do get their primary target. They get that expo down, and it was doing a lot of damage there on the queen while it was raised up, and she almost went to ability there, so very good management. And kind of a lucky break right there, where the Yetis were not cooperating, but then they ultimately did in the end. But he's got a wall break, and he can transition the queen forward here. But I don't know if that's what the plan is. He's got an opening, so he could round all the way around and go to the monolith before he goes to the town hall, and I don't know if he's going to be able to beat the clock here if he waits that long, because he kind of needs to get the next phase of the attack moving, and that would potentially activate the town hall as he rounds around and put his healers in a danger. So he's kind of in a tough spot here, I feel like, but we'll see how he manages it.
But this one balloon can pull a poison spell, which is nice, as the queen can loop her way around to the town hall. But notice, the hogs are coming in. He's got to go through two different bomb towers.
Did you see all the red air bombs that just went off on the King's Phoenix right in front of the Queen's healers? That just saved every single one of those healers. It was a red air bomb farm, but now the Hogs coming across the left side of the base there with the Road Champion, with the rage of his own, countering the rage that is on defense, and a skeleton spell protecting him through. This Queen's alive. She should not be, because that King with his Phoenix came in absolute clutch right there to clear traps and clear the way.
And it's about to have Hogs raining from the top side, moving around, and Mech not only gets a 2, but he adds yet another 3-star here for REPOTTED. And what an offensive performance here so far. And they are just looking to be on another level here in the double elimination playoffs of the Clash Masters.
So stoic as well, just barely cracking a smile down there. He knows what he did. He knows exactly what he's done there. What an absolute animal right there, getting a 4th triple on the board against STRUT. They're going for a perfect war here, and if they don't get a 1-star, then STRUT's chances are going to be wrapped up here, and they're going to be sent a packet down to the lower bracket and try to face one of the survivors who survived today and potentially move on to tomorrow. So like that's a rough war here for STRUT, and it's not that they're not performing decently well. It's just that REPOTTED is just outperforming them by so much that they set that bar so high that they're not really giving them a chance right now.
Exactly. It is so difficult to be taken on REPOTTED's bases. They're just on another level. But STRUT, you gotta triple all these final attacks, but it doesn't really matter at this point, really, because can you stop REPOTTED? Because they're just looking to get another triple to keep it going. But here it is. You talked about Dark Star. You talked about his hit rate, how he's been one of the strongest players here in the Clash competitive scene, as we're seeing him taking out the Clan Castle, or at least attempting to. Yes, and the Expos.
Nice, and very similar to what you see with a lightning attack here. We take out the Expos, and then we can charge the Kill Squad in to go deal with some of the multi-infernos. So very similar to the Zap into Kill Squad Lalo that we typically do, but when we see an opportunity to do a Skelly Donut instead, then you can swap out the lightning and go for the higher value if the buildings are lined up correctly to fit the invisibility right. And he is able to spot that, and now his heroes are going to be under significantly less damage without having to worry about 2 raised up Expos and the CC troop coming out to intercept him. And that makes so that he can get the same value that we would typically see with a wall wrecker, but doing it without a siege machine invested at all. And that's going to free up the siege machine for the other half of the base, and that is enormous value right here.
Some fantastic value, as the Royal Champion's getting right through the Seagull Artillery. She's going to grab that multi-ability is forced and takes out a sweeper and makes her invisible, so the poison's not launched just yet, so she can secure that multi, and there's the poison, so it won't be
Wow.
affecting his Lalo.
Just icing on the cake at this point here. He's completely ripping this base to shreds. I can't imagine this would fail at this point here. He'll have that blimp go secure the town hall. He's got a rage that he can use to take the town hall down. Doesn't have to worry about a CC pull because he already destroyed the CC outright. He easily takes that down using a Yeti bomb rather than going with the air CC, because why not? You have the opportunity at this point here. Swarm balloons into the backside, and even has an extra dragon rider to go into the top and take the scatter shot and make sure that that splash damage defense isn't striking to the packs of balloons. It's completely overwhelmed. There are tons of balloons left over, and Dark Star continues his reign of terror. But unfortunately for STRUT, it might be too little too late.
Yeah, because a 1-star that would come in from Repotted would put them to 13, which pretty much could just seal the deal because of the percentage side that they have. But a 2-star is also a guaranteed victory for Repotted, as we have final 2 attacks to come in this match. As remember, this is a upper bracket match. So if you lose this match, you're going down to the lower bracket, and that is where you are at risk of elimination. But these teams that are in the upper bracket match, which is looking like Repotted has won this one, don't know just yet, but if they do, all Repotted needs to win is 2 more matches to get a golden ticket. That's kind of crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, they're right on the verge there, right on the verge of making it through to the World Finals, and that would be their second appearance. They made it last year. They rocked it up there, and I forgot what place they made it there in last year's Worlds. I actually have it right here. Let me see what their placement was. Looks like last year, Repotted Gaming was tied for 5th and 6th place in the World Championship with the team that is now, or was Space Station Gaming at the time, and is now Clash Champs. So that's the level that they're playing on, and that's potentially they can get up there and then exceed it this year. I don't know. Let's see if they can get there first, though, because they still have to lock in this win. They need to run a safe 2-star, and they've had plenty of time to think about exactly how to make sure this is as safe as possible. Yeah,
they're going to be giving it their best effort. That is for sure, because they just have to focus on the next 2 wars after that one. But if STRUT is going down to the lower bracket, there is some crazy teams waiting for them down there. Just to think about down the lower bracket, United Gaming, Navi, we've got now also STRUT, and a team that was formerly known as MS Esports. Oh boy, that is just going to be a run through a gauntlet down there. So good luck, but Timtastic, all you need is the 2 stars.
Diving in with a recall queen charge, Flameflinger off to the far left side of the base there. The queen recalls and then redeploys to the right side and creates a lane for the dragons to go right towards the town hall. It doesn't get much more safe than this, Carbon. He's not going to take any risk, and he definitely should not when his team is in this position. But then again, we have seen Super Dragon still get the triple here, so he could still potentially pull off a perfect war, but he's not going to take any risk whatsoever to making sure this is at a bare minimum a 2-star.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that town hall goes down, so why not just send the Super Dragons right on into it to ensure that it goes down while the Queen is grabbing percentage, Flameflinger's grabbing percentage on that side, and then still has his Cane to use.
Absolutely. The king can be used with World Champion later on because he's using a queen charge, so he doesn't need the king out in front of the queen protecting her, and he can repurpose that, but looks like it is a group of headhunters coming out of the defensive CC. Pretty light outside of that. There's probably a lot of heavy tanky troops waiting inside of there, so it's the Super Dragons get cut off by the queen and get forced back into the middle of the base there, and they take, oh, nope, they're not going that way, so the CC still going to potentially have to be dealt with, but there it is. He's past the 50% there. He locks in the win. They are moving to the upper bracket finals, and they're 2 rounds away from continuing to go to the World Championship and claim that golden ticket. So Repotted definitely came to play today, and they dominated this match. But he still has a chance to triple this if he can find a way to deal with the CC right now. He drops in a super bar, but he's going to try to pull it and get over the queen to clear a way here for his World Champion.
Oh, and he pulls the poison spell, which is nice. Sends the Ice Golem to the far left side. Queen is now going to have to deal with this Lava Hound. He can send the RC in towards that multi, the poisons, as they are right there, and he's going to stun the defensive range so it doesn't go off, as the super barbs are then going to be used around this base.
I like the skeleton spell there. Gonna go in and get the Monolith disabled as the king makes his approach there. All the barbarians that arrived there first that I thought were going to provide a shield and end up getting hit by a giant bomb, but he still has an RC ability. He'll pop it right there. He's got an invisibility on top of that, reduces the damage. Queen ends up surviving after her healers mostly went down there, but the fact that he's taken the Eagle Artillery Strikes the entire, nearly the entire attack here, and still coming out this far here, he's not going to make it on time. But it's still going to be a high percentage and 14 stars on the board. And that might boost them to overtake STRUT in the overall hit rates throughout the entire tournament so far.
Well done, Fantastic, getting not only the 2-star needed, but also the victory here to advance them to the next round in the upper bracket of the Clash Masters Gold. Well done. We got one more attack that's going to come in from STRUT to still see how they can do, but it won't have any influence on their performance. Sometimes you do best of 2 matches where the stars still carry over, but in these, it's all about you getting a win, and then each match is unique.
Yeah, exactly. Reset, get shade. That's what you got to do though. If you're STRUT right now, you take that loss, or any of the teams take a loss here, you gotta not let that get in your head. You gotta shake it off there, and you gotta go fresh in the next match here. You saw that REPOTTED. You saw that when they went to that last match there, they only put up 11 stars against Na'Vi, and then they come out here, they shake off the misses, even though they may potentially have gotten a little bit lucky there because Na'Vi wasn't able to pump out the offense that they usually can. But they came out here, they shook off that, and they came out and put up 14 stars. So stellar performance right there. And that might set them up there to get to Worlds again. So they're very close. STRUT's going to have to play through a couple extra matches in the lower bracket and fight their way back, though.
Wow, look at that value that Ash is taking out. The whole core of this base, taking out Expos, taking out both Rage, Multis, the Eagle. Holy, the value that he got here. Now it's going to come down with Super Barbs and his heroes to run through the rest of the base. Not
only that, but most of the area that he cleared out here included the battle builders, and so he's getting very little damage that is being repaired. Like the town hall that took some damage there, it is not going to be close enough to any of the battle builders because they all died around it, so it's going to stay weak, and it'll definitely make that approach a lot easier. But he's going to reinforce with Super Barbarians, and that's the biggest thing with these Super Barbarian attacks here. The Super Barbarians don't need to go deep in the base there, but their goal is to go in just ahead of the heroes, right before the main force of heroes gets targeted, and be able to get the tanking on the defenses and distract them to preserve the HP of the queen specifically. And you want to make sure she's never taking more damage than her unicorn can heal up, and that will keep her alive all the way deep into the base here.
Absolutely, as the queen looping her way back down to the bottom side. She needs to eventually path her way into the town. Look at the bowler. One little bowler bounce for the hero platform to help with funneling.
I like that. Now the queen, with her ability intact there, can go in there and take the town hall down and get the multi-inferno down. And the king, with his ability still intact there, should be able to go and handle the defensive road champion. And if she's out of the way with 20 more super barbarians on standby, the road champion should have no problem clearing out the rest of the base here. So still, you gotta hand it to STRUT, even though they're taking this loss. A 13-star performance here is right in line with where they need to be to take most wins, but not today, not against REPOTTED Gaming.
Jeez, how many super barbarians he had left. That's why the super archer blimps are so valuable. Not even take out the town hall, but if you can land that blimp in a section where there's no giant bombs and you can try to be safe, then the value can be there. But let's give a congrats to REPOTTED Gaming advancing in the